drive your car differently. We have exactly the same cars, but we drive them differently. We use different petrols, use different oils. This is, on your sheet is a guideline on times and temperatures. It's what works on my machine. It might not necessarily work on your machine. So that's a bit of a trial and error thing. What else?
The colours.
Oh, colours. Okay. So we had a lady here yesterday, and she mentioned that they print only in CMYK. Now, from what we've learned is you print in RGB colors. Sublimation is RGB, even though it has got the 4 tanks. It is RGB colors. So we'll pass this around. Okay, let me start here. So this is the day that I phoned Jessica Piper. I had to get this to a corporate client. And
So use Jessica Piper.
Jessica Piper sets up your color profiles on your machine so that it is 100%. I think a lot of you have dealt with Jessica. All she does, she literally asks you to have any desk open. She loads whatever she needs to load. She tells you to do a test print, which is that,
Lion.
has she changed again? It's the
lion,
lion now. So on the back of that shirt, so she gets you to do a complete lion that has got pretty much every color under the rainbow, so that you can then see that your color profile is
No matter what ink you use.
no matter, it has to just be sublimation.
Yeah.
So
She asks
she
you.
asks you, and then what she does is she gets you to press it and send her a photo. If she's not happy, then she goes and she tweaks it. Please, your design programs are very important. You can't print from Canva. So it's Coral. So Coral Draw, Photoshop, Affinity. What are the other ones? Illustrator. All of those. So she'll ask you what you use and what you design in and all of that stuff. So this is what it is supposed to look like, and this is the samples that we did. So you can see the color differences. There's even a color difference if somebody sends you a PDF document and you print from that PDF document. The color profile, even though your profile is correct, the colors still come out wrong. So we'll send this around here. Okay. You'll notice on there, we've got a Canva on Navigator print, we've got Affinity, Coral Sublimation, and Coral Navigator. So up until a few months ago, I only used the Navigator paper, which can be purchased here. It is
Sublimation alternative.
it's an alternative paper, it's not a sublimation paper. I just found that it was going through my printer a lot easier than what the sublimation paper was. But now I've found a sublimation paper that I'm happy with. But you use Navigator. Not anymore. You're still using Navigator. So you find what works for you. At the end of the day, it comes down to cost. So if you're doing mass production and you've got 100 mugs to do, sublimation paper at R2.50 a page versus 50 cents a page, your profit margin, you've got to weigh up your profit margin at the end of the day.
Depends what you do and for
Yeah.
who and what your price is.
Okay, I'm going to send this around now. So, it wasn't on purpose, but it came out perfectly. Is at the top you'll see it's ghosted. So ghosting is when the paper moves before the ink is actually settled. You'll see the CMYK sublimation on, this is sublimation paper. So it's CMYK color setting versus RGB color setting. And this is on Navigator paper. No, because I did it the other day. And people were asking, okay, so all the funny words. Ghosting is when it moves. Weeding is not smoking. It is taking
We'll
off the
show you
vinyl
session 3.
where that is. What other funny words were there that we had? Okay. So does anyone design in something other than Coral Draw? Illustrate. Photoshop. Affinity. Photoshop. There was something Jessica did mention about Photoshop.
I think if you're advanced in Photoshop,
Yeah.
maybe you get it better than I do. So
Yeah.
I've got to keep on. I wanted to say for the company. Okay, we divide our morning in 3 sessions. Session 1, we only use the flat press. So we're going to do an A6 ring binder that's new from Titan Jet. We're going to do the other side of our pillow, this nice new long pillows that Titan Jet brought out, which is a satin pillow. Then we're going to supplement on it, and in session 3 we're going to add some glitter effects. Then I'm going to do a mouse pad like I always do, sorry. And then we're going to do PU leather, and I'm going to explain to you why I prefer the white PU leather than the colored PU leather. We're going to do polymer keyring, and a hairbrush, so that you can see how beautifully the color pops on the aluminium. Then we're going to do a glass fridge magnet, those bulky ones, and we're going to do a ceramic clock. So the ceramic clock, for example, you buy it here for 39 Rand. I sell it in my office after I printed it for 140. It's one of the quickest sellers in my office now. Then we're going to take a break, session 2, we're going to do the rainbow new tumblers that Titan brought out, and we're going to tell you why we do it the way we do it. We're going to do a dronkgat, like the geliefd one next to it. That's a new tumbler. We're going to explain to you why your artwork differs between them. Then we're going to do the mugs. We're going to show you why we use an oven, why we use a mug press, so that you can see there's different ways of doing it. Then we're going to do the new big jack. It's a big one's there. And I'm going to do it in that oven. Yeah. So I used to do the 40 ounces before that was out the big jack in a bigger oven, but I don't have to anymore. I can use my small oven. And then in session 3, we're going to finish the pillow. I'm going to show you how to do an arm sleeve. It's the same as socks. And then we're going to finish up with a t-shirt like the line there at the counter in front. And also in session 3, I will explain to you all the different t-shirt prints, why we say do it this way. And then we also give you supplies in the notes that you can.
And the other thing is the box in the mediation, but the whole thing. Oh, you did. I clearly wasn't listening. My bad. My bad. Okay, so these are the new little notepads that have come here. You get them in A5 and A6 sizes. It's quite easy. It pops open. Okay, so it pops open. You literally just take the cover out. Just make sure that it's. Yep. So we did yesterday, we did the one side. Today we're doing the other side. There's my print. You'll notice that the print is dull, if you can call it that. Moet ons jou uitvat.
Can the 2 ladies just move in here and they can sit there in the open chairs?
When you print, let's say when you finish record, you print directly out of the design program, or you say to keep it?
No, we print directly out of our design programs. And when Jessica sets it up, she already sets it up that you mirror. So when you press print, it automatically mirrors it for you. You don't need to mirror, you don't need to do anything. You literally just press print. The other thing that the only other time that you have to mirror before you print, if your printer is set up, if you're doing something that is gloss, where you're not.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, you don't need to mirror. You get 3 different types, 4 or 5 different sizes of tapes. You get different colors, you get different whatevers. 6mm, 10mm, and a 20mm. We generally prefer using the blue tape. It doesn't leave marks on your items. The yellow tape can leave marks sometimes. Not saying that all yellow tape does, but some yellow tape does.
Especially on polymer.
No, you can purchase them here. There is a whole box of them. They are reasonably priced. Yeah, Titan only sells the yellow one. So all I'm doing is I'm securing my prints to my paper. Okay. Everyone that has been working in the industry, you have to put a bleed. If it is a full color print, you put a bleed around it. You'll see my bleed goes around the outside. so that you're not left with this white streak somewhere. Okay, so what we now do is I don't know if we've got more butcher paper.
Where do you get that?
Yeah. So this is butcher paper. It comes in big sheets. We just prefer using an A3 size. It's just easier to maneuver and work with. Marty likes using bond paper because she's got more money than me. I use butcher paper. I've gone and bought newspress paper. So you can also use, it's just literally to protect your machinery. So you're putting it underneath so it is absorbing whatever ink comes from your bleed area. So I'll show you what it looks like now. And then I'm just folding it over so that my item is covered, so that my Teflon sheet doesn't get dirty if the ink comes through.
Is the Teflon sheet enough?
Yes. Baking paper, as long as it doesn't have wax. As long as it's not a wax baking paper. But I mean, yeah. Louise, how much is the butcher paper?
95 cents for an A3 sheet.
95 cents for an A3 sheet, and you can use it over and over and over again until you get a mark on it, or
New ones we will make.
yeah, new ones when you do anything white, just in case. Oh, okay. In my eye, yeah. High pressure, you just press it down. These ones we're doing at 200 for 40 seconds. Everything I do on this machine is at 200 today. So it doesn't matter what item is going in here, it's 200. The only thing that differs is the time that we're putting it in for. This is just my machine. This works on my machine, and that's how it goes. It's got two settings. Okay? This is 40 seconds, yeah. So mine goes from 200 to 155. Those are the two temperatures that I use all the time. Okay.
We didn't tell them the temperatures yesterday of the heat transfer.
Oh, good.
Was maybe just making like
Okay. So you can see the color from what it was to what it is now. I've just got, because I use the 6mm tape, it's not a issue.
I advise it, but just remember to make sure you put it, print the right one up.
Yeah. That's what I've just.
Not the one upside and the other one downside.
Okay. That is what my bleed has left. Now, if I didn't have this, it would have ended up on my rubber, and then it would have ended up on something else. If I didn't have the top part and something had mistakenly got onto here, then it ends up on your machine. You can, it's just a bit of a costly exercise. So why replace it when a 95 cents papiertjie can help replace something? But what does a Teflon paper do? Teflon just protects your other elements as well.
Not all elements have the different.
Yeah, you see mine does have a Teflon already on it. I just use the extra Teflon just to protect it a bit more.
when I do shirts, it's as if it helps not making a block or a shiny. So especially with shirts, I'm very strict using the Teflon sheet in my office.
And all we do is we hear the clicks. It sounds like, you know, if somebody's cracking their knuckles. Irritating click.
David, so my
Yes.
question is,
There's an A5.
the Teflon sheet and the butcher paper, what's the difference?
One is 180 rand.
It's 195.
Yeah, but it also, remember the butcher paper is to keep the print from going onto your Teflon sheet. So if you've got something on your Teflon sheet, you can't just throw it away. Does that make sense? So it's to protect your element
The element.
as well as your Teflon sheet.
You can keep it in front.
Make sense? No? Is it making sense to everyone else? Okay. So there's that notebook can go around now. Okay, so yesterday we did the one side, today we're doing the other side. Okay, so this is what the finished product is going to look like eventually. But we're now going to do the other side.
So inside the pillowcase, we've got a
I'm
pillow.
gonna- Okay. So we've got a pillow that was specifically made for this pillow. It's not the pillow that it ends up with, it's just the pillow that we use to press. Because if you press sublimation and your seams, like for example, if I didn't have the pillow, this butterfly would be chimmel. It wouldn't have a wing. It would be disastrous. So, you know what? That's why we have the pillows, is to protect from the seams and the zip.
So you take that out and keep that,
Yes.
and if they want
Yes.
another inner, you can just.
No,
add-
it comes with an inner.
Oh, it comes with inner, okay.
This
Yeah.
is how my pillow looks like in my office.
So you'll see during the day we do use the different pillows for everything else, so you can see. When I press anything that's got the pillow in it, I take my rubber out because my machine doesn't click and start counting. So we do that. You'll notice today we do have a bit of time that it does.
Marty forgets it.
Yeah. So because this has got separate butterflies, because I didn't want to print all over. What's the difference between DTF and sublimation? No, this is sublimation and vinyl, glitter, HDD.
We'll show you the shading session.
Okay. See, this is just the glitter. I only use it now so that I can mark my page. You don't need to over tape it either. It's just to keep it secure. Okay. Same process. Now I can't use that other butcher paper that I had now because it's got that mark on it. So you use another. So it's butcher paper. Oh, and the reason I haven't got a butcher paper at the bottom is because there's no bleed or anything that's actually going to go onto my machine. If I was doing a pillow where it was going to be the whole thing covered, then yes, I would have had something at the bottom, but because it's just a print that's going literally on the pillow, I don't need to. Yeah. Wait. And I'm going to change the time. So time is now going up to 50 seconds when we're working the material. Because the pillow is too thick and then my countdown doesn't work. But that's my machine. Marchi doesn't need to take the pillow out. It's just my machine's temperamental. It's a female sometimes.
I've got a JG machine. Even my temperature's different.
Any other questions?
Sublimation and vinyl, like the glitter, as jy nou glitter saam moet sit, kan jy dit saam press?
No. Yeah, you'll see later when we do that lion t-shirt effect, because there you use it differently, but with sublimation it's 200 degrees. So you always have to do sublimation first and then vinyl later. Because you can't drop, you can't press vinyl at 200 degrees, it will melt.
And if you put too much heat on the heat transfer vinyl, it will come off again.
Okay, and You see, I didn't line up the butterfly properly.
They don't know.
See, so sublimation goes into the material. I'm going to take this out and we'll send it around.
Die aansal van daai kus.
As ons die sonnebloem en onder 'n klein unicorn.
I'm gonna show mouse messages. So the mouse pad is the easy gift, and most of the people use it because we use computers.
Yeah, you see, I made a gemors there.
When we do our artwork, we always print it slightly bigger than our blank. So that when it moves by accident inside my press, there's no white line shown, especially when it's dark colors. Remember, it's your name going out that door. You want the client to come back. Okay. So it's way bigger here so that you can see properly. Then we also don't overtape. We once had last year we had one of the ladies, we kept quiet and let everybody take their own mouse pads. Oh, it was interesting to see, but I understand where they come from. But the problem is when you take the paper off afterwards, then it can ghost easily because they struggle to get the paper off from the black. You'll see that I go with my fingernails to make sure that it's tight, so it doesn't move easily. Now, I'm not going to use a pillow because it's just a flat surface. And then the heat is at the top. So my paper must be at the top of the blank. See my way of doing, I just put a normal piece of paper underneath because the color is going to go stick on that paper. I'll show you now afterwards.
Zit dan een mogelijk picture.
This is Divas. And then I'm using a Teflon sheet. You get different colors of Teflon sheets now, so it doesn't matter which one you use. Can you see that there was a print? It happens. In my office, she does it on 50 seconds. In my office, we had a client that was very particular on a color. It was a solid color, Pantone color, with only the logo in white. And it had to match. So we bought, I actually, in my budget, I made sure I had enough money. So then we tried it. And we changed the time 10 seconds longer, 10, so that we can match the exact color. So in my office, I would have done this 80 seconds. So you have to test your own machine and make what works for you. That's why I've got my paper stuck on top of my machine. If it's not there, if I have to press this trouble, I've got stuff. So I write there, we change the time, the temperatures on that paper. So that we are constant with stuff that leaks off. See, that would have been. Down and she will send it around. I'm going to do a few leather men's wallet next. So the first time I did it on a demo, I forgot to put the extra paper in. I'm going to show you now. Then I had to go and wash the paper that was stuck here off. So I'll put a piece of extra paper in here so that my sublimation paper does not get stuck. Yeah. This is secret. Inside.
No.
I've never done a wallet. I always do flat stuff. So this is easy. This was a request from Again, I'm not going to overtype it. So we do PU leather. Also 50 seconds. Yes. Also 50 seconds. 200 degrees. Use my pillow. I'm using my pillow. I'm going to show you now why. I want the print to be on the white. So I don't want the whole purse underneath to be pressed flat, flat, flat. So I'm lifting the white part a bit from the black. So that's why I'm using the pillow to help me. And it's going to be my first time, so I don't know what effect this part is going to be. I've never done a wallet before. And I'm putting a small piece here next to the there. So that the print does not go onto the black. You actually need a full night's rest before you do stuff like this. I'm joking. And I still use my butcher's paper and pepper sheet. Found a piece. Yesterday I burnt the PU leather because I didn't take it out. What I wanted to show you whilst it's busy there, you get different coloured PU leather mouse pads from Titan as well. Please remember that your colour is not going to look exactly like on the print because this colour's got an effect there. So this is on a white one. You can see the difference there.
Ja. 20 seconds left. 20 seconds.
Then, if let's say you're doing the same design. Yesterday I did the mom, like the burnt notebook there, on a mouse pad as well. Your colors won't look the same on a mouse pad than on PU leather. Remember, because the background is not the same. See, that's why. I thought there was going to be lines.
Yeah, but it's because the color absorbs all the different lines and makes it better. Here's the lines, so you can see.
The inside is still fine. How many seconds was that?
And you see there, just to show you the color absorbs. There is some here.
In the first aisle.
aisle at the top, you just need a tall person to bring it down. You get small, medium, large, extra large, and then there's the new pillow, which you can get from Marty, which is the one that fits in this pillow base. Let me take that pillow. I noticed that a few people were looking at the mark on the thing. If you have a look on the second one that we did, that mark disappeared because we repressed. So it's just something to note. Okay, so the new brushes that have come out, they're 49 Rand. Makes a nice little gift if you're wanting to give somebody a care package, and you can do a makeup bag with a brush in it. They've got the kids ones, which are 21 Rand, I think. It's just a small round with colourful things. And this is for a lady, especially with Women's Day coming up. You can use it as a Women's Day gift.
You're only coming one.
At the moment. So it's comes with a disc. Aluminium, if you're doing the key rings, the new paper clips, anything like that, you'll notice that I'll throw all the tools down. My weeding tool helps. It's got a little protective cover over it. You need to take it off before you supplement. Also not overtaking it again. And you'll see there, my bleed, same thing. It has got the bleed around it. Marty left her paper, so I'm just going to use her paper again. Oh, I can actually use my other one, but I threw it away. You can, even if it, like for this example here, you're going to be covering where the blips was, and it would have fitted in nicely. I did use it yesterday like that. You can reuse the butcher paper, Teflon sheet. This is also 60 seconds. So aluminium is 60 seconds. It does come that you get aluminium business cards, all the key rings here, jewelry, the pins.
Is it still at 200 degrees?
Yes. So right from this, everything that I'm doing today in here is 200 degrees. Flat press sublimation, 200 degrees. So that is a new thing that's also come out. Makes a nice gift. So the aluminium, it is on the back of the notebook as a guideline. I think the only thing that's not is the paper, the notebook that we did, the first notebook. There is new products coming out that we have heard via the grapevine. That paper, that same notebook that we're doing will be what you're going to be using the new stuff with as well. It works for the gift boxes. There's boxes that you can print on, the gift bags, same thing.
It's beautiful, those gift bags.
Yeah, the gift bags are awesome. You can personalize them. We just put a pillow in it as well so that you don't have all the funny creasy lining things.
You can only print on one side.
You can print both sides. Yeah.
The mark boxes are also gift made.
Yes, there is paper gift bags that you can sublimate. So we're not going to assemble the hairbrush right now. This thing is extremely hot. Do that. So there we go. It's going to go onto the hairbrush.
So we try, at Pipe Enterprise, we try to, when we do the demos, and stuff goes most of the time to the shelf so that you can see and help you to think. Personally, I would be too scared to go to the edge, but I've seen photos of people that fully did it.
And that's
Obviously
the
we'll take
same
this out.
process.
Exactly.
Sublimation paper, that press.
Exactly, not with the cushion.
No, you need a cushion
Inside because of the
But
folding.
what do you do on the back side there?
The same thing.
Oh, you just, remember you are your designer, so you will make sure that your design does not go over this line.
But with the client, is it too far? Is it too far?
So with this one, we would use. I threw the.
Yeah, this one we used for it. shown you the polymer keyring. There was a time when we were able to get MDF keyrings which we could supplement both sides. And then the clients loved it and everything, and then they stopped. So now this is one of the biggest sellers in my office. There's new ones that came out that's aluminium as well with a plastic clip. So depending on the client and stuff. Just a tip, with photos, especially from photographers, the photos intend to print darker on this. So you might have to change the color a bit lighter so that it looks like it's supposed to look. I just tell the photographers beforehand, they must fix it. I don't have time to fix this. Then again, you can say what you want to say.
Yeah, so on my machine, 280 seconds. On Marty's machine, it's 190. I think you do it longer.
Yes, I do it longer.
Yeah.
So I've got my bleed again. So we will first be doing the one side, then it must cool down, then I'll show you how I do the other side. Okay. I'm also using my pillow. So some people don't. I prefer using a pillow. You understand why I messed it up? Yeah.
Doing
So I'm putting my print to the top again, and I'm just putting it inside.
If anyone's got a trick on how to get these bloody aluminium discs in properly, please let us know. This we can't put the discs in 100%. It is. So actually it's got
When you do mass production of keyrings, because sometimes it happens in my office on my machine, I realized that if I take the keyrings, if I lay it like this, the ones on the side does not print lovely. So I would do a maximum of 6 or 8 in my press, because my press only in the middle presses properly, not on the sides. So you will try and error and see what works on your press. Okay. So for example, on my press, I would not supplement my full area because I noticed that my sides doesn't press firmly enough. So it all depends on what type of press you've got, your supplier, and all that fancy stuff. Any questions? Please feel free, because maybe somebody else also doesn't know. And there's no dumb questions. This one is 80 seconds.
What is the best press, that one or the swing away one?
Oh, I don't have space for a swing away
Yeah.
one.
I've only got this, and then I've got my bigger one, and they're both not swinging ones.
When I was one of the stupid people that bought. It was just cool down. That bought a certain printer that was sold as the perfect thing to have, and then when you print it, and then I found them and said, but what you showed me and what you said about your printer, it's not working. Then said, no, but I'm using the wrong press, which I personally feel a press is not supposed to have such a big impact on your end product. So I think it's your space, all that stuff you have to keep in consideration.
Because I've got a swing away and in 2 minds of buying.
I think the swing away for things like your flex and stuff might be easier.
Just wait for it to cool down, then it'll the other side.
I mean, I can't even use, so I've got the 60 by 40, I've got a big one, and I can't use that for sublimation because it's got a double pop. And then when double pop, you'll print this and then it ghosts. So that one is just solely used for flex. And then it's a white elephant.
On my press, I like to tighten, I like to tighten it more. And then it also easily double, and then you get the ghost. But as you go on, you'll see We all differ, luckily.
Yeah. Do you imagine how boring today would be if we were the same?
I put
And
a
we-
brick on mine.
Yes, some people do. I never do.
I put a brick on mine and I leave it and it.
But I
After
wanted
mine
to
is
put-
covered, my brick is covered.
Yes. But I want it to cool down faster so that I can do the other side.
Do you want me to show this in the meantime? Okay, so I'm going to do a glass fridge magnet. My artwork is already mirrored because my mirror prints mirror. So I re-mirror my mirror so that when I print, it's mirrored right. That makes any sense.
So it will be the same with your glass cutting board. The glass frames, there's a few of them because we always do glass. What else? Cutting board, the glass frames.
The glass top. Yeah,
The glass-
anything glass where the print comes from the back to the front that you can see. Yeah. You gotta remember to mirror the mirror on the mirror.
Because I didn't do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I put it in the so every time I print it out, I will put it on something.
So if there's one thing you take away from today is your color profile, Jessica Piper. If that's the only thing that works for you, then I'm glad because she's a lifesaver.
Yeah, Jessica doesn't pay us anything to promote her, just by the way.
Okay, so all the products we print on here is available here at Paper Enterprise. And if there's something specific that you want, and they can get it for you from another supplier, they do go the extra mile. Which I'm very, very thankful for.
No.
Tighten it online.
Where are you based?
Tighten
So-
it out.
But what you can do is send through your shopping list. It's not like we ever hear not coming here. My parents stay in Fairy Glen, so then you can come shop here. Not that I'll come shop here. You get your order, you pay them. You just say that I'll collect, and then
A lot of people said Bolt or Uber also to come and fetch their stuff after they pay. But the stuff must be ready. You can't tell them and then want to send somebody 5 minutes later. It must be just reasonable time.
collect it the next day. Yeah. So the Uber, I was in Monument Park the other day, and I needed stuff from here, and it was 83 rand to bolt it to me.
And it's
So
like
the
15 minutes.
Yeah, and it's not that expensive either. So I mean, from Fairy Glen, it's not that far.
My problem is my motion because I'm working full time.
Yeah.
So I can't send a week somewhere.
But that's the thing is you can order, or you can come here on a Saturday morning. They open on a Saturday. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so my secret is
So
I'm going to do
everything
the
that you
other
get
side.
from Tyson Jet, you can get here.
I'm doing the other side. So, like the front, it must be in the middle. Can you see the color difference? So when you print, it will be dull. It's okay if it's dull because the color, with the heat, it gets activated and then it looks lovely.
Yeah, because there's no blue in that. You see those?
So my secret is I don't let the sellotape touch here because I'm scared that it makes a mark. It happened in the past. So I cover it with a piece of paper and then I put my sellotape. So then it will hold it in place. The kidding is just here.
Oh, my blocks. One of my school fees.
You can explain?
Okay, so these are stunning PU key rings with a glitter backing. I stuck tape on my glitter backing, and this is what happened. So the process that she does there. So now what I do is when I do a design, I make sure that no tape actually touches the back. So you can see it. The print is beautiful, but you know. Yeah, we do.
Yeah, this one is You'll notice me doing this. So when we did this tumbler, I just grabbed a piece of paper to cover, and it was an old paper, so you can see the pink line. So I don't want to make a mistake again.
So I've got one of those big refuse bins in my office, and I fill that up once a week. It's full. And so, yeah, I'd rather throw it away instead of having to throw a product in a box. The problem with that is that it's, when we do the shrink wrap and things like that, it gets plastic in it. As and you do the vinyl. So I would need 3 separate dustbins for the 3 different, space. But what I normally do is if you put it out, those lovely people that fill their trolleys, they come and they sort it out for you.
We've actually, at my place, we've got a green dustbin, so all the recycle stuff, we throw in the green one. So, but that's from the household side, not the office, it's mixed. Where's the solid waste?
Something happens to the tumbler or something. What do you do with it?
So you can burn it off. It takes a lot of patience, which I don't possess. So I normally, I leave it in the oven. So I've got a 3D press, so I leave it in the 3D press to go lighter, and then I print black over it. Something, a dark design. But you can still see the design through. So random friends get random gifts from me. They're like, what's this for? Recycling. Yeah.
But we don't make it. I think in the beginning we did,
Yeah.
but we don't do often.
No. It's just that the product also is a bit packed sometimes, because you do get products that are packed.
Putting a spade for it.
Make a mistake and somebody's waste.
Yeah, that's
I'm doing a lot of stuff for resellers. So this is one photographer that does the stuff in Photoshop. And then I didn't see that the name, I didn't open the name as well in Coral when I printed the artwork. Charmaine saw, but where's the name afterwards? So I made the tumbler without the name on. But now I can't use it because it's for a reseller. So now it's hiding there, so I had to reprint the whole thing. Like the new tumbler
That's
because of
a
the
problem.
name.
What do you do? You hide it. So what do you do with it?
And I
We've
can't
got a
stand
box,
anywhere.
or it ends up with paper
But I
enterprises.
can't. I can't because it's a reseller.
Yeah.
It's no artwork, understand? I can't do anything.
I had a client in December. She sent me artwork. Yeah, you have one everywhere. So she sent me artwork. She sent me artwork that a friend of hers used, and I then did the tumbler. It was perfect. I gave it to her. She says, but the color's wrong. I'm like, what do you mean? She's like, no, her friend did the tumbler and it's yellow. Not yellow, red. I'm like, but there's no red in this artwork. So her friend had done the tumbler from Design Space Cricut. She had printed from Cricut Design Space. So now I'm sitting with a personalized tumbler for some random person that I can't use, which is absolutely perfect, but it's because her friend had the wrong program that I'm now sitting with a tumbler that I can't use. So I'm now changing temperature.
100 seconds.
100. Okay, temperature, not temperature, time changed to 100 seconds.
It is on the back. I think it is 100 seconds. It's underneath the mason jar.
So it's a glass magnet. So it's 100 seconds. I've got it on a pillow. I've got paper round, and we'll actually show you how a pillow absorbs.
Ah, yes, those lines.
Thank you for that.
Those are we taking a break. When I move the clock, I'm just going to put it in and then it's going to cool down. So then we'll put it in the office.
Any other questions?
Make our own clothes.
Yeah.
What do you put in?
I'm not telling you.
I was thinking the same thing. What do you put inside that place pillow? Because it's like nice and thick and it doesn't squish. So it's not normal. Something.
I don't know. Marty? I just buy it. What? I do have somebody that can sew and make it for me, but
I'm just wondering what's inside.
what's inside?
Well, dog blanket.
What's a good dog blanket?
Dog blankets, but
Those grey dog blankets.
Ask me something like
my mommy doesn't.
See, we support other small businesses. So. No, from Checkers. I don't know. But why?
I mean, it's
My
already
mom
made.
makes me. It's that she does like a lot of the time. So.
Yourself.
Yes.
So we can buy from her.
Yeah, no, you can buy from here.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah. Or from the Demo Divas website. We have got them on the website as well. Okay, so this is going to be extremely hot, so I'm just going to move this. See, can you see how it's dented in? But in the next side, it's going to be undent.
So the first time I did a PU leather mouse pad, I didn't realize that my pillows was like this. So my pillow didn't. I am going to do the clock. Remember I said earlier you buy the clock here for 39 Rand and I sell it for 140 Rand. You put my design on or whatever. I'm going to put it in and then we can take a break because it must cool down. It's very, very hot. Then I'll assemble it a bit later. But whilst it's in, I will send up around yesterday's clock that I already assembled. Okay. So you can just then, we'll show this one then later so that you can see the end product. So what I do, our clocks that's available here, it's 200 millimeters when I designed from coral. So I made my background 1 centimeter bigger, but I made a line for myself at 230 so that I don't struggle to have it in the middle. It's just a microphone. Otherwise, sometimes the design, see now it's quick and easy to get it in the middle for me. Then a tip with tiles and stones, the heat gets absorbed. So I'm not going to do it this way, I'm going to do it this way around. Okay? With the stones especially, if you go, there's a sample there, they've got this, edging. So your color can go, if you use a pillow from the bottom, the color goes into the edging. Otherwise the edging is white. And we want it to be pretty. So Debbie does it completely different than what we do it in my office. And I'm going to do it upside down. You can see my pillow, it had better days. But now it's not a watch pillow, a clock pillow, sorry. She already removed the rubber for me because she knew I'm going to forget. You see, so my print is not towards the top, it's towards the bottom. And then the clock is going to go in for 240 seconds. Please remember when you do glass, that if it's too tight, it can crack. Sorry. That's a bit like, oh, I wonder if it's okay, But it happens, it's normal, we are all human, it happens. I'm going to send yesterday's clock that's already assembled around. This is the one I did yesterday in the deck. It's a beautiful gift. Okay? Domso is going to put the cool drinks here, then you can take a breather, take a smoke break, go shot time. 10. So, 10:15. We will start again at 10:15. If you might ask one request. If you can do your shopping during breaks so that when we're done, they can close shop earlier. Okay, please. Yes, cool drinks. Enjoy.